So welcome students, in my next class we are discussing the Tiger King, and the previous class we discussed that up to this that the Tiger King killed 99 tigers, and now he was just waiting to kill the 100 tiger. It means he needed only one more tiger to reach to his tally of 100 tigers. So what happened afterwards? So let's see. So let's start from that part 5 of the Tiger King. The Maharaja's anxiety reached a fever pitch when there remained just one tiger to achieve his tally of 100. The Maharaja's anxiety reached to a fever pitch. Here, fever pitch means he was extremely agitated, and he just only one tiger remained in his tally of killing 100 tiger. Tally means in his count of 100 tigers. He had this one thought during the day and the same dream at night. Actually, he was mesmerized with this only one thought of killing one more tiger. By this time, the tiger farms had run dry even in his father-in-law's kingdom. It became impossible to locate tigers anywhere. Yet, only one more was needed. If he could kill just that one single beast, the Maharaja would have no fears left. He could give up tiger hunting altogether. Now, in that time, it happened that even in the kingdom of his father-in-law, the tiger population had also reduced to nothing, reduced to zero, and it became impossible to locate even a single tiger. And actually, he required a single tiger, but it became impossible to locate. And Maharaja, as we can understand, that day by day he is getting desperate to find out that one single tiger that he needed to kill for his 100 tigers, and he could give up the tiger hunting altogether if he could actually find that tiger and kill it. But he had to be extremely careful with the last tiger. Now that thought came to the Maharaja's mind also. We know what the astrologer had told. The astrologer foretold about the Maharaja that Maharaja would be able to kill 99 tigers, but he must be aware of these 100 tigers. Now Maharaja exactly came to that position, that he had killed 99 tigers, and that is why that Maharaja was thinking that now the time has come where he must be very much careful about. What had the late chief astrologer said that we are discussing about? Even after killing 99 tigers, the Maharaja should be aware of the 100. True enough. You know, Maharaja, and we the readers also can understand that so far all the other part of the astrologers that came true, that Maharaja was really warrior of warriors, champion of champions, and really he had killed 99 tigers. Now the Maharaja was thinking the same thing, that what the astrologer has told. The tiger was a savage beast after all. One had to be wary of it. But where was that 100 tiger to be found? It seemed easier to find tiger's milk than a live tiger. Now Maharaj was thinking, yes, I must be aware of it, because the astrologer had already told me that 99 tigers that Maharaja had killed, and these 100 tigers, he must be aware of these 100 tigers. But the Maharaja was, as I told you, he was very desperate in finding out the tiger, and he could not find out the tiger. And after all, he was, and it seemed to him that as if that find tiger's milk actually is finding tiger's milk than it's easier than to find a live tiger. Here we should know that I feel that finding tiger's milk, this phrase appears to be impossible. But here our narrator, it seemed to the king that even the finding the tiger's milk is easier than finding a live tiger. Thus the Maharaja was sunk in gloom. But soon came the happy news which dispelled the gloom. In his own state, sheep began to disappear frequently from a hillside village. So thus Maharaja was sunk in gloom. Sunk means he was drowned. Gloom means sadness. Maharaja really became sad because he could not find the last tiger. And in his own state, now that happy news came in that juncture, he got a happy news that, and that dispelled, that helped to drive away the sadness that Maharaja had in his mind as he could not find the tiger. That in his own state, sheep begin to disappear frequently from a hillside village. So directly, that it is not that the people, the villagers of that hillside village, they had seen the tiger roaming there. Actually, the sheep started to disappear. So that might be the job of a tiger. So that news came. It was first ascertained that this was not the work of Kedar Mia Sahib or Virasami Naikar, both famed for their ability to swallow sea whole. Now this is interesting that in that time two people were there, and these are Kader Miha Sahib and Virasami Naikar. These two people were capable of swallowing whole sheep. Okay, can you imagine that how powerful these two people were? But it was first ascertained. Ascertained means it was first confirmed that this is not the work of these two people. So it must be the tiger who was killing the sheep. Surely a tiger was at work. So the villagers ran to inform the Maharaja. The Maharaja announced a 3-year exemption from all taxes for that village and set out on the tiger hunt at once. So the villagers informed the Maharaja that probably a tiger was at his work in that village, and immediately after listening this news, Maharaja immediately announced that the tax should be exempted, means the relaxation for tax. So for 3 years, Maharaja announced this is their gift as they had given this great news. He announced that no tax should be taken from the villagers of this hillside village for 3 years. The tiger, and immediately Maharaja went to kill that tiger. The tiger was not easily found. It seemed as if it had wantonly hid itself in order to float the Maharaja's will. Here, wantonly means mischievously, as if the tiger, as if mischievously hid itself. To flout means to prevent that Maharaja's dream will come true. Okay, Maharaja's dream come true, as if the tiger was doing intentionally. The Maharaja was equally determined. He refused to leave the forest until the tiger was found. As the days passed, the Maharaja's fury and obstinacy mounted alarmingly. Many officers lost their jobs. Now Maharaja went there and he was staying in that temporary tent for killing the tiger in that hillside village, but he could not find the tiger. And as the days were passing by, Maharaja's fury means anger. Maharaja was losing his temper because he could not find the tiger. He had come to that hillside village for killing the single tiger, but he could not find it. He could not find it. And as Maharaja's fury and obstinacy mounted alarmingly, he was getting more and more determined to kill that tiger. And because of these, temperament, many officials, they lost their jobs. One day, when his rage was at its height, the Maharaja called the Diwan and ordered him to double the land tax forthwith. Now, we know after getting this news, as we discussed, that Maharaja has relaxed, Maharaja declared to relax the taxes for 3 years for this hillside village. But as he could not find the tiger, so Maharaja called the Diwan and ordered him that to double the land tax of these people for this hillside village. And when he was very much angry, when his rage was at its height, he was very angry. The people will become discontented. Then our state too will fall a prey to the Indian National Congress. The Diwan suggested the Maharaja that we should not do like this. We should not double the tax of these people, because that might dissatisfy the people, and this might be an issue for the Indian National Congress, and they would be against us. Actually, the Diwan suggested this to the Maharaja that they must not take this step. In that case, you may resign from your post, said the king. The king was so angry that he was not ready to listen any advice, any suggestion. So immediately he told the Diwan that in that case, you may resign from your post. So the Maharaja was not ready to change his decision that to double the tax of this hillside village who had given a false news to him. The Diwan went home convinced that if the Maharaja did not find the tiger soon, the results could be catastrophic. Catastrophic means disastrous. So the Diwan went home and he realized that if the Maharaja could not find the last tiger, then it would be disastrous. He felt life returning to him only when he saw the tiger which had been brought from the People's Park in Madras and kept hidden in his house. So Diwan actually made a plan. He immediately brought a tiger from People's Park. People's Park might be a circus company in Madras. So from there, he brought a tiger. And when the tiger was brought in his house, now his life had returned to him. At midnight, when the town slept in peace, the Diwan and his aged wife dragged the tiger to the car and shoved it into the seat. So the Diwan and his aged wife, they actually shoved means they tied the tiger in a car and they had taken the tiger to the forest. The Diwan himself drove the car straight to the forest where the Maharaja was hunting. When they reached the forest, the tiger launched its Satyagraha and refused to get out of the car. Satyagraha means the protest, it's getting familiar by Mahatma Gandhi, the history tells us. So as if when Diwan had taken the tiger to the jungle where Maharaja was staying in the tent, then as if the tiger protested to get down from the car, and the Diwan and his aged wife had to work hard to drag it out from the car. The Diwan was thoroughly exhausted in his efforts to haul the beast out of the car and push it down to the ground. So Maharaja was really very much exhausted. He was an aged person, his wife also aged woman. So they were, both of them were very much exhausted to drag out the tiger from the car. On the following day, the very next day, the same old tiger wandered into the Maharaja's presence and stood as if in humble supplication. Master, what do you command of me? Now, let me tell you that this tiger was tiger in name only. Actually, it was an old, feeble, weak tiger. And the next morning, when the Diwan had taken into the forest, into the jungle, the tiger was wandering. He was roaming in front of the king, in front of that Maharaja's presence, and stood as if in a humble supplication. Here, supplication means request. Humble means very gentle request, as if the tiger is requesting to the king that, Master, what do you command of me? What do you order me? Actually, this is the condition of the tiger. He is so old, so feeble, so weak. This is the tiger's condition. It was with boundless joy that the Maharaja took careful aim at the beast. The tiger fell in the crumpled heap. So the Maharaja immediately, he was very happy to see the tiger. He had been waiting for this tiger to kill, and now really he got this tiger, and he just took a very careful look from very close range, and the tiger had fallen in a crumpled heap, means as if the tiger becomes wrinkled, and this tiger had fallen down. So the Maharaja killed the hunted tiger. So far, Maharaja also was confirmed that he had killed the hunted tiger. I have killed the hunted tiger. My vow has been fulfilled. Yes, the Maharaja, the vow that he had taken. The Maharaja was overcome with elation. Elation means happiness. The Maharaja was filled with happiness. Yes, why not? Because he reached to his tally of killing 100 tigers. Ordering the tiger to be brought to the capital in grand procession, the Maharaja hastened away in his car, and Maharaja ordered his men that you must carry the tiger to the capital with grand procession, because Maharaja wanted to tell this to everyone that this is the 100 tiger that he had killed, and he was successful in proving the foretelling that it was a false one. Okay, and Maharaja went very quickly towards his capital, towards his royal court. After the Maharaja left, Maharaja ordered that the tiger must be brought in the grand procession. So when the Maharaja left, the hunters went to take a closer look at the tiger, or the other hunters, they also stayed there. So they went near to the tiger. The tiger looked back at them, rolling its eyes in bafflement. Bafflement means confusion. Whenever actually the other hunters went near the tiger, the dead tiger, immediately the tiger stared at them in confusion. It means the man realized that the tiger was not dead. The bullet had missed it. So the careful target that the Maharaja had taken, it had missed the tiger. Actually, probably we know that Maharaja killed 99 tigers, but what has happened? He had taken a very careful target towards this, careful aim towards this tiger, but he actually, the bullet missed the mark, probably because of that extra excitement that he was going to kill the 100 tiger. That excitement actually worked here, and that because of this reason Maharaja missed his target from very close, from close range also. So actually the fact is the tiger was not killed by the Maharaja. So far we know that Maharaja was able to kill 99 tigers. We the readers come to know that Maharaja killed 99 tigers, but Maharaja knew that he had killed 100 tigers. Not only the Maharaja, not only we the readers, but the hunters who had also stayed there, they also came to know that Maharaja killed 99 tigers, and these 100 tigers was not killed by the Maharaja. As I told, and the men realized that the tiger was not dead, and it had fainted from the shock of the bullet whizzing past. Actually, it happened that when the bullet passed the tiger, it made a sound, and because of that sound, the tiger lost its sense. As I told, it's a very feeble, very weak, very old tiger. So because of that sound, the tiger lost its sense, and the Maharaja thought that he killed the tiger. The hunters wondered that what they should do. They decided that the Maharaja must not come to know that he had missed his target. If he did, they could lose their jobs. One of the hunters took aim from a distance of 1 foot and shot the tiger. This time he killed it without missing his mark. So they discussed that what should be told to the tiger king. If the king came to know that he missed the mark, and who would tell this information to the tiger, then all these hunters might lose their jobs. So they have decided that they should kill the tiger themselves, and they must not tell the Maharaja the tiger was not dead, and they would tell that yes, the tiger was killed by the Maharaja, and they would not tell anything, they would not tell about this fact to anyone. So they decided to kill the tiger of their own, and this time they killed the tiger without missing the mark. Then, as commanded by the king, the dead tiger was taken in procession through the town and buried. A tomb was erected over it. So as they killed the tiger, and as per the king's instruction, the tiger was taken to the capital with a grand procession. The tiger was buried, and a tomb was created on that burial ground where the tiger was buried. Okay, on that when the tiger was buried, a tomb was erected. So up to this, we will complete the next part in our next class. So join me in my next class. Till then, goodbye.